Hey everyone! In this video, we're gonna go over my weekly portfolio update for my Grow My Portfolio 2020 challenge. Yeah, I keep studying when I say that, but whatever. And then we're gonna talk about why I picked Intel as my next stock. All right, guys. So this is my portfolio. It is a mix of both dividend stocks and growth/value stocks. So I'm not a pure dividend investor. I'm not a pure growth investor. Right now, since I'm just starting out, I have under 20 grand that I'm just investing right now. Right now, I am participating in the Grow My Portfolio 2020 challenge, where my goal is to get this portfolio from where it is now to $25,000 by the end of the year, no matter what happens in the market. And so far, I'm doing pretty well. Let's go over the positions real quick. Bank of America, we are up 3.75%, so that's actually starting to make a comeback. Cloudera, a stock that I keep wishing I would have bought more of, we are up 77.23%. Cisco, we are up 5.71%. Facebook, we are up 28.23%. Intel, our newest position, we're off to a great start, being down 5.33%. I'm not too shaken up by that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Realty, we are up 23.26%. Pfizer, who reported great earnings, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Yeah, fantastic earnings. We are up 17.65%. Qualcomm, they actually have earnings right now. Let me check that real quick. Okay, yeah, so they're having their earnings call right now. I'm not listening to it yet until after I do this video, but from the looks of it, they're doing a pretty good job. I'm about to make some fucking money. Revolve, we're up 19.40%. It's doing pretty well with the position that I was down, I think 44% at one point. Doing pretty fucking well. Sony, we're up 10.75%. AT&T, we are down 1.87%. Now we're still down, and they didn't have the best earnings. I'm still confident in them for dividends, but I don't know if I want to put any more money into them. Their stock price is looking good, but I'm a little worried about the future with them. I don't know if I made the best decision when I picked them, but I'm gonna hold, and we're gonna see what happens. Tapestry, we are finally up. We are up 2.83%, and Uber, we are up 13.63%. Now, as far as Uber goes, I originally bought their stock October of last year. My goal is to hold out into at least October. If this stock reaches $35 or above, I may start selling off my shares. Like, their profitability was supposed to be 2021, but it keeps getting pushed back. I'm a little worried about this position, so if it goes to 35, I may start selling. But anyways, that gives me a total equity of $17,749.91, and we are up overall 11.6%. So now let's talk about why I picked Intel. So I released a video on Monday of this week. Now I know I said I wasn't gonna do videos on Mondays anymore, but Intel released an earnings report on the 23rd. And although it was a great report, they beat on both earnings and revenue and EPS. They beat on all that. Their stocks shipped bricks when they talked about how their manufacturing process on their 7nm chips hit a delay. And that's going to push the release of those chips to profitability out to, I think, 2022, 2023. Either way, the market did not like it at all. And Intel stock hit the floor. Conversely, AMD stock shot straight on up. So I took it upon myself to look through both companies thoroughly. And during the video on Monday, I was a little confused because Intel, I'm not going to go over everything, but the reason I would buy Intel is for dividends and for maybe growth way down the line. The reason I would buy AMD is purely for growth purposes. So I checked both those companies out, and I like both of them. I can't see anything wrong for either company. Now, this video is going to be focused on Intel, so let's take a look at Intel's earnings report. I mean, take a look at this revenue for Q2 20 versus Q2 2019. And this is in the middle of a pandemic. This is when, I mean, the world was shut down. Well, obviously not tech companies, but, I mean, every company's operations were hindered in some way by COVID, and it's still being hindered today. Despite that, it increased in revenue substantially. Gross margins took a bit of a hit, but operating income rose, net income rose, earnings per share rose by substantially, right? I can't find anything wrong with this, with this earnings report. The data center group, which is the largest portion of Intel's business, Q2 19 to Q2 20. I mean, that's up 29%, I think. I think that's what it says down here. I mean, they're actually kicking ass. Internet of Things dropped mostly due to they couldn't operate for COVID-19, and Internet of Things is a very physical thing. Non-volatile memory, which is hard drive stuff, I mean, that increased, that exploded. And then their client computer group, which is their PC-driven stuff, that rose a bit, quite a bit. And then programmable solutions, which is FPGAs, it's basically programmable field chips, was break even. So, I mean, they kicked ass. I can't find anything wrong with Intel. I couldn't find anything wrong. I mean, take a look at their balance sheet. Current assets, way up. Total assets, way up. Current liabilities, yeah, up a little bit, but not in proportion to their assets. Their assets is totally destroying their liabilities right now. I mean, their balance sheet is incredible, just like I said on Monday. I mean, look at the cash flow. Cash flow. Net cash from operating activities, way up compared to last year. Way up. Cash equivalents, way up. I mean, this company is kicking ass in every way except for this manufacturing thing. Now, maybe I'm not a financial guru, but I think the market might have overreacted. Yeah, the manufacturing delay is going to hurt their growth for the next couple of years. I mean, their loss is going to be AMD's gain for the next couple of years. AMD is going to keep chipping away at Intel's market share, even though Intel's market share, dominates substantially. So I would not be looking for Intel for growth for the next couple of years. But I feel Intel is a great company, and this debacle with the stock price and the manufacturing delay may be the kick in the ass that it needs to get its shit together. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm not really... I'm starting to become more of a value investor. Companies with a bright future and stuff, I don't usually go for. I like companies that I love that got its ass kicked with turnaround potential. And Intel is just that. So what it seems to me is that Intel just needs to do something with its manufacturing process. Either fix it or maybe outsource some of it. And I read some good news on both. Well, I don't know if it's good news, but I read some news on both. Watch this. So shortly after the earnings, their hardware chief, Dr. Venkata, sorry, I'm not going to try that. He's leaving the company on August 3rd. So I think this is where the head of manufacturing is. I think this is where it is. Correct me if you know the company better than I do and I'm wrong, but he's leaving August 3rd. Now, I don't know of, there's not a specific reason, but I feel it has something to do with this manufacturing thing. Maybe. The timing of it, yeah, it leads me to believe that. Not only that, but they're breaking up that division into separate divisions, and each one will report directly to the CEO as opposed to this hardware chief, right? So you can read the news here and pause it if you want to read it further, or just go to the page. But Intel is taking steps to resolve this. They're not taking this lying down this time. They're taking actual steps, maybe streamlining the process a little bit better. We'll see if that actually makes a difference or not. Another bit of news is this. Oh my God, Qualcomm. Oh, you go, boy. Intel might be outsourcing some of its manufacturing to another company. And let's be honest, that other company is probably going to be TSM. Now, I know a lot of, Intel longs, people who've been following Intel for a while consider that the end of an era, but I don't care. If it works for Intel, then it works for Intel. Now, hopefully that will fix its manufacturing problems, but Intel is going to be dealing with this for another couple of years. So what are my plans with Intel? Right now, I bought 15 shares, what I consider a small position, at $50.78. Now, you may be thinking, oh, why couldn't you wait for it to go lower? The stock market these days, who knows if it was going to go lower. I wanted to start a small position just in case it rose a bunch, which thankfully it didn't. My plan is this. Once the stock reaches $45, and I am almost positive it's going to reach $45, I'm going to buy an additional 15 to 20 shares. if the stock drops to $40, if it goes all the way to $40, I'm going to close out the position with an additional 15 shares. So once this is done, Intel might be my largest position. And then at that point, we will sit there, hold, collect dividends, which, I mean, I don't care what happens to Intel over the next couple of years. It may lose some market share, but it's not going to cut its dividends. However, I am not done with AMD yet. I have not counted them out. Like I said, I would buy, at least until 2023, I would buy Intel for a completely different reason than AMD. And I'm not done looking at AMD for growth. I looked through their stuff. I read their 10K. I am very bullish about this company. The only thing I don't like right now is their price. I need to be convinced that this is a good price to buy it at. Like, I am bullish about their growth, but I think they're trading a little high. I mean, I could be wrong about it. I mean, Stock Overflow is not a financial guru channel. It's a channel about my experiences, and I could be very wrong about this, but I feel as though I need the price to come down a little bit before I consider it. But if it does, I am considering hedging my bets with an AMD position. But anyways, what do you think? Do you think Intel has some fight left in it? Do you think it's worth saving? Do you think I should hedge my bet with AMD? Do you think I should go more to AMD? I mean, and if so, do you think that the price is at now is a good price to go in on? Because I still need some convincing. Remember, value investor, not growth investor. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and eat your vegetables.